Hello friends, myself Mrs. Pratibha Sonone, faculty from Sri Jain Vidya Prasarak Mandal's Rasiklal M. Dhariwal College of Pharmacy, Chinchwad, Pune. Today we are going to discuss about modern dispensing aspects part 1, which is one of the chapter from clinical pharmacy for the second year D pharmacy year. Learning outcomes. After watching this video, you will be able to define role of pharmacist, define patient compliance and patient non-compliance, and patient counseling. What is the role of pharmacist? Since long, prescription has been the only link between the physician, the pharmacist, and the patient. Following the prescription and dispensing of medicine, it is expected that the patient will follow the instructions by the label. But in India, a major population is living in rural and urban areas. So, the reason for of non-adherence to the instructions are given below, such as busy schedule of work, away from home, change in daily routine, negligence, hesitation, and confusion about directions of the storage. Success of any drug therapy mainly depends on adherence or compliance. Illiteracy and lack of knowledge comprises non or poor compliance. To improve this, patient education is must. So, the pharmacist play a vital role in guiding the patients on the prescribed drugs and counseling them about proper and safe use of medicines. For safe and effective drug therapy, patients need to be well informed about medications and their uses. Knowledgeable patients exhibits increased compliance with the drug regimen, resulting in improved therapeutic outcomes. Therefore, it is the responsibility of the pharmacist and other professionals to inform patients properly about their drug therapy. So, pharmacist is the whole and sole person who should explain everything about the prescribed drugs to the patient, including which medicine has prescribed, how many times it is to be taken, at what time it should be taken, and what should be the gap between two doses, how many doses patient has to take. This information should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. When the pharmacist give this information about the drug or the prescription to the patient, that time patient should follow the instructions given by the pharmacist as well as physician. Now we will first discuss what do you mean by patient counseling, patient compliance and non-compliance. Patient compliance. WHO defines patient compliance as faithful adherence by the patient to the prescriber's instructions. That means patient should follow all the instructions for the use of prescribed drug given by the pharmacist, physician and nurses. Secondly, patient non-compliance. It is exactly opposite of the patient compliance. Patient non-compliance means the patient is not following the directions for the use of prescribed drugs. He is at fault for inappropriate use of medication. That means patient is not following any instructions given by the doctor and the physicians and the pharmacist. Thirdly, patient counseling. Patient counseling is defined as providing medication information orally, in return, or by showing pictograms to the patients or their relatives on direction of use, precautions, storage, and diet, etc. That means patient counseling is defined as the medication information given by orally or in written form or verbally or in the form of pictograms, which shows the directions for the use of the drug to the patient. First, we will discuss what is patient counseling and which factors affect patient counseling and patient compliance. With the use of various techniques of communication, it may be verbal, written, or audiovisual, the pharmacist should inform or educate and counsel the patients about the following items for each drug, such as name of drug, different names with synonyms, second, use of drug and its action, route of administration, dosage schedule, dosage form, time of administration, by which route the drug medicine has to taken by the patient, and what is the dosage form, whether it is tablet, syrup, liquid, or time of administration, at what time patient has to consume the medicine. Then directions for preparations. If dry syrups are there, the patient has to inform how to prepare the syrup. Then directions and precautions for administration. While taking liquids, it is very much difficult to calculate the dose. So, such instructions should be given by the pharmacist to the patient about administration of the liquids, syrups, etc. For example, physician has uh, prescribed 7.5 ml of the syrup to be taken by the patient. So, pharmacist should inform patient about the administration, precaution and how to take 7.5 ml measurement by using the cups. Then common side effects of the drug. Common side effects of the drug such as headache, acidity. Such information should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. So, if acidity is occurring due to the prescribed drug, pharmacist should inform patient to take the antacid before 30 minutes before lunch or breakfast. Then self-monitoring of the drug therapy. Adequate storage of the drugs. Where to store the prescribed drug. This information should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. Then contraindications, interactions of the drug. If severe contraindications are involved in the prescribed drug, this information should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. Then information about the prescription refill. After completing the therapy or after completing the first prescription, at what time the prescription should be refilled and how it is refilled, this information should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. What to do in the event of missed doses. If patient forgot to take medicine at particular time, that time pharmacist should inform the patient at what time should be the missed dose should be taken. Then specific information to specific patients regarding certain drugs. So all these instructions should be given by the pharmacist and physician to the patient. Now what should be the role of pharmacist in patient compliance, or how to improve the patient compliance? Patient compliance is defined as the instructions given by the pharmacist and physician should be followed by the patient. So different factors are involved to improve the compliance of the patient. First one is the name of the drug and its action. Pharmacist should inform the patient about not only the name of the drug but also its other name or synonym to the patient. He must explain what is the action of the drug on the body, and he has to explain how the drug acts on his body. Secondly, route of administration. It is very important factor for the patient by which route the medicine should be taken. So, pharmacist should inform the patient about the route of administration of the drug, whether it is to be taken orally or it is applied locally or to be used in eye, ear, nose or inserted rectally or vaginally. The pharmacist should be sure that the patient understands how to use the ophthalmic preparations and suppositories. Third, time of administration. The pharmacist should instruct the patient when to take the medication. For example, some drugs should be taken on empty stomach, such as about 1 hour before meal or 2 to 3 hours after meal to ensure adequate absorption of the drug. The patient should be provided for the medication calendar. Pharmacist can provide a calendar on which it is mentioned at what time the patient has to take the medication. And some instructions should also given by the pharmacist to the patient at which time he has to take, such as whether it should be taken on empty stomach or after food, and what should be the difference between two doses. Fourth factor is duration of therapy. The pharmacist should encourage the patient to continue taking the medicine for the prescribed duration of the treatment. He should explain that the course of treatment must be completed to achieve best result. Suppose physician has mentioned or prescribed the medicine for 7 days. That time patient should take the medication for 7 days particularly. If the patient is not following that instruction, he is taking only for 5 days as he started feeling better, it will lead to the reoccurrence of the diseases. So, pharmacist should inform for how many days the patient has to take the medication. Next factor is storage of the drugs. The pharmacist should instruct the patient regarding storage of drugs. Some drugs should be stored in refrigerator. Some drugs should be stored at room temperature. So such information should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. These are labeled or on the container. The patient should advise to store the drugs in a separate cabinet where children will not reach. Next factor, adverse effects of the drugs. The patient should be informed about the adverse effect of the drugs, but it is not necessary to inform about all the side effects. For example, headache, acidity, like that. The patient should be informed of those side effects which will allay fears and help him to avoid injury to himself. For example, change in color of urine and drowsiness. Okay, so normal side effects should not be informed by the pharmacist to the patient. You can inform patient about the side effects such as change in color of urine or drowsiness. Some patients they get fear when there is change in the color of urine or they feel drowsy after having the medicine. So, patient should not have fear about the medication. So this fear should be removed by the pharmacist by giving instructions to the patient. Then restrictions. The patient should be informed well that he should avoid certain drugs and foods during the therapy. Example, restriction of tyramine containing food in patients on MAO inhibitory therapy. It happens in some patients if the medication is continuously going on, and the patient is having a food which may interact with the medication action. So such instructions or restrictions should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. Allergic reactions. Before dispensing the drugs like penicillin or sulfonamides, the pharmacist should ask the patient about his allergic reactions in the past. It helps in avoid in further complications of the treatment. For example, some patients are having sulfa drug allergy and the pharmacist will explain the sulfa drug allergy to the patient or will ask the patient to whether the patient is having any allergic reactions due to some medicines. If such instructions are given by the pharmacist to the patient, that time there will be avoidance of allergic reactions. Role of pharmacist in improving compliance. Ninth factor, removal of drug from the package. The patient is not familiar with the packing of the product as the pharmacist. Hence, the pharmacist should demonstrate the method of removal of drug from the package to the patient so that he can handle it properly. It happens illiterate patient is there, he don't know how to remove the medication from the packing system or how to take tablet, how to remove capsules from the packaging. So such instruction should be given by the pharmacist to the patient. 10th factor is refill information. The patient should be informed that the patient verbally whether the prescription is refillable or not. If it is, then for how many times it may be refilled and length of time during which it may be refilled. If it is not refillable, he should be instructed such so that he may contact the physician for the same drug if needed. Refilling means if the physician prescribed the drug or medication for 7 days. After 7 days, the patient has to take again same medicine for next 5 days. So, after completion of the 7 days, the patient can go to pharmacist and again refill the prescription for the next 5 days. Thank you. I hope all of you have understood what is the meaning of patient compliance, patient non-compliance and what factors affect the patient compliance. In next video, we will discuss about patient non-compliance. Thank you.